Yohomitake Eva Machiape, Malakota and Tos Pueblo. My Thama is Joseph Conquilla Cordova. My Ina and my cause Patricia Crow Cordova. I'm sixth generation from Chief Red Cloud. I'm the owner operator of AC and Associates, and I am your host tonight for December Daily Dose, a winter wisdom series. So, what is that? I have challenged myself to go live every day in the month of December to hang out, to laugh, to chat, and to engage with y'all on different platforms. So I'm streaming on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Twitch. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for being here and thank you for watching. So who am I? I just introduced myself. I'm an entrepreneur here in Los Angeles. I'm streaming in from Tongva Territory, which is also known as Los Angeles. And I do a lot of different work in different places. So one of the things that I do and have done is online events, is live events. And I recently upgraded my platform on a Cyber Monday um, impulse purchase, I guess you would say. So because I did purchase an upgrade, I thought to myself, self, you need to make this worth it. So you got to go live every day. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm here. Some days, like yesterday, it'll be real quick and you'll just see what it is that I'm doing during the day. So yesterday, I went to go see a play in downtown Los Angeles at the Mark Tepper Forum. The tickets were gifted to me by Larissa Fast Horse. Thank you, Larissa. And I went with one of my closest girlfriends, Inez. And then some days I'll just hop on, and there has been some technical difficulties in the past. So At one point, I think like on my second live, it just blacked out. So um, things like that are going to happen. And I just want to prepare for you for that. Should something technical happen, then um, apologies in advance. This is live, so so anything can happen. Anybody can pop in. Anyways, if you're here, let us know where you're streaming in from. Um, let us know your name, maybe your tribe, and where you're catching the live, what area you're in. Um, it's really great to be here, and I appreciate you all here. Also, it's great to have you here. So don't forget to share this with your friends and family. Um, and welcome to today's live. So today is December 7th, and it is approximately 8:06 Pacific Standard Time. And let me tell you a little bit about what I did today. So I, went to the doctor's and I got some cortisone shots in my knees. And I know people might have some um, woes on cortisone shots, but they definitely help me. I have no cartilage in my knees, so my bones are rubbing together as I walk or as I stand, and it's very painful. And many times my knees get um, hot and they get what would you call it, swollen. So I need to elevate them. A lot of the times when I'm standing, they can just go out. It's hard for me to walk upstairs. La la la, yada yada yada. Yeah, we all have health problems. But anyways, I go every 3 months and I get shots in my knees. That definitely helped me. As as well as when I was at the doctor getting shots, I made an appointment to get my booster shot, my COVID booster shot. So if you haven't already, make sure to stay up to date with your doctor and your medications and your shots and your vitamins and your checkups to the doctor. I know a lot of the times we don't want to go to the doctor. There might be something wrong, and we'll be like, oh, it'll go away. But if you have insurance, you're paying for that insurance. So you might as well see the doctor. Um, Insurance can be expensive, let me tell you. As an entrepreneur and as a contractor, I pay for my own insurance, and yes, it's very expensive. Um, so I got my shots. I made an appointment for tomorrow. Um, let's see, what else did I do? I went to um, vote for the Native American Commission, Los Angeles American Indian um, Commission, and the commissioners, um, the community vote. So I placed my vote for commissioners, for the commissioners that I felt would make a difference. And there were some familiar individuals on there. And believe me when I tell you that it's hard to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to do an event. And this past weekend, I know that there were some current commissioners that woke up early as heck before the sunrise and we're out there to make things happen. And I appreciate it about those commissioners that are currently on the board. Thank you for all the things that you've done to um, bring change and bring difference to our LA community, um, Indian community. So after I went to go vote, I went to go pick up medication, and then I went to go pick up dinner, and then um, I joined Brandon, not Brandon. Why did I say Brandon? Brian Friedjo. I joined Brian Friedjo on his talking circle with California Native Vote Project. So it's always good to be in community and be in a safe space to talk. I know that the next one is going to be on December 21st. Um, so if you, and that's the statewide one. So um, if you're in the area or available on the 21st at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, join Brian and the Talking Circle there. Um, and yeah, so that's all that's happening with me. And then I'm again just going live every day. It's been a commitment. It's been I wouldn't say it's been hard. I just would say that some days I feel like, oh, I'm not going to do it. But then I know that I've made that commitment to myself. So even like yesterday, my girl Nezzy, she was like, you should do it before we go into the play so you don't have to do it after. And I was thankful that she said that, because after we got out of the play, it was, I don't know, it was like 10:30, and I wasn't feeling going live. So I really appreciate that she suggested that I go live before we went into the play. But the play was really good. And it made me laugh. It made me think. If you haven't been to a live play, I would suggest that you go. I appreciate that they were asking everybody to wear masks as they came in, and if you didn't have a mask, they gave you a mask. And it was an N95 too, because Inez got a mask, and it was an N95, and those are really good masks. So I appreciate that they continually are looking out for our benefit and the health of everybody that is in attendance. And now that we're not out of COVID, guys, we're not out of the pandemic. It's still here. I know a lot of the times when we go outside, people are tired of wearing the masks, so they don't wear them, and they might not carry them as much. Um, but I um, am thankful that they passed out those masks. And then too, as I'm sitting there watching the play, there's this person that's behind me that is just like sniffling all throughout the play and is like sneezing and coughing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm just glad that I had my mask on and I had my hand sanitizer. Um, yeah, so the play is called Clyde. If you're in the Los Angeles area and you're interested in going to see this play, um, I'm going to go ahead and give you a contact information in case you want to go. They are free, but there's a processing. I guess I wouldn't call them free because they're $5. They're basically $5 a ticket. But I'm gonna go ahead and put in the chat the dates that have been opened up, and if you want to go, then just follow the link. So give me a moment. I didn't think that I was going to be saying this, but give me a moment and I will put some information in the chat. If you're in the Los Angeles area, check it out. It was a really good event, a really good play. La la la. Okay. Well, can't find it now. Wouldn't you know it? I can't find it. Okay, I'll look for it in a bit, and then if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. So yeah, that person was coughing and sneezing, and I was glad that I had my mask on. That's the point of the story. Protect yourself. even though you're going out, make sure that you, if you want to, wear a mask and um um yeah. So hold on a minute, please. Okay. So today is December 7th. Are you guys, um are you ready for Christmas? Are you ready for the holidays? Have you bought gifts? Are you done shopping? Let me know, because I haven't started. Actually, my daughter, I'm gonna take that back because maybe I have started. Money can be a lot during the holidays, and I'm not trying to get any large purchased items for Christmas. I want them to be, um, I want them to get the most out of that they can. So for my grandkids, I bought them. I hope they're not watching, and don't tell them, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you what I got them. For my granddaughter, she's 4 years old. I got her a highlights. I got her a highlight magazine. It's a 12-month subscription. I don't know if you know what highlights is, but it's a magazine, and um, you can do puzzles and all that stuff. Um, for my grandson, um, I got him the same thing, a highlights magazine, but for his age group. So I just wanted it to be something that they can get every month in the mail, that they can be excited about getting. It's a subscription that they can color in, that they can um, do activities in, and I just hope they enjoy it. I also I'm going to be making stuff with them, and I'm actually really excited because I'm going to be seeing them. So if you don't know, I am between two cities. I reside in Tongva territory, which is the Los Angeles area, and many a times I'd say like every quarter or every 3 months, I'll go to Las Vegas to spend time with my grandkids. Um, and when I go out there, it's not like just a couple of days, it's more like a week. And during COVID, it was for, I believe, like 4 months, maybe going into six, no, 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I watched my daughter's kids, and now they're in school, and now we're all good. But um, yeah, so I'm between LA and Las Vegas, and today I am in Tongva territory. So as I am doing these lives daily, I like to invite different friends and family to come on and be on these lives. And today I have a person that I've known my whole entire life. And I I would call myself social, a social butterfly, yes, but I also have fear of going places by myself. And I blame that on my sister. I blame that on her because she's my twin. So I've I've always had somebody in my life by my side throughout my whole life. So because I'm a twin, she was born first, and she'll always say that she's older than me, la 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 la. But or that she has a bigger smile than me, la 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 la. But I blame it on her that I don't like to go places by myself. But I'm getting over it. I went to the movies during COVID by myself. Boo, boo, boo. That was a big bucket list for me. And soon I'll be going to nightclubs by myself and going to the casinos by myself and going to plays and travel by myself. Those are big bucket lists, but we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, I'd like to bring on somebody that I've known all my life. I like to say that she's the closest person to me that anybody will ever be. We were born in the same we have the same birthday, and this is my sister, my twin sister. Boo boo boo. So here she comes. Thank you for joining me, Sissy. Welcome to tonight's live.
Everyone.
Hi. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I just heard you and then it got staticky and then it went off. Let me see. Try it again. Test 1, 2. No, I can't. Try to mute yourself and unmute yourself. Nope. Okay, log off and log back on. Okay, she'll be right back. That was my sister, my twin sister. Tell me if we look alike. We are very different, although we are the same. We have the same birthday, the same mother, the same father. We're born on the same day. And we're like each other, but we're totally different. I always just say, it's the same, but it's the same, but yeah, we're the same, but we're different. Okay, here she comes. Let's see if we can hear her. Are you there?
I hope so.
Yay!
You're good at tech support.
So why don't you introduce yourselves to people that are watching?
Okay. Hi, everyone. So good to be here. My name's Sanctuary Payochi. I am Taos Pueblo, Oglala Lakota, married to Navajo. Let's see. I have 3 kids, Cheyenne, Cash, and Sanchez Jr. And let's see, I'm zooming in from Bloomfield, which is um, in the Navajo area, and kind of our neighbors is like the Southern Ute tribe, and I'm just so glad to be here. It's been a day today. Oh my goodness. But ending on a good note for sure.
Hmm. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking in with me. We were talking before the live came on, and I've been asking her to join me as I first began. And as I first began, I was like, "Hey, I have this idea. I'm gonna go live. Do you want to join me?" And she was like, "Today? I'm sick." And I was like, "Not today. The whole month. Let me know when." And I even sent her a calendar invite, and she still didn't fill it out. But today, as we were talking, I was like, I'm about to go live. You want to go with me? You want to be on with me? She was like, yeah, sure. Let me find a stable place. I'm driving, but and I appreciate that. One of the things that she said is that I'm out driving. And the other thing she said, I'm not going to share, but it was her self care, for her to just be driving around. And I went to the doctor's today to get shots in my knees, like as I was telling you earlier. And it was so weird that it was weird. Yes, it was weird. This doctor was asking me how I was doing. And I told them I'm a secondary caregiver. And she's, oh, that is really hard. Even if you're not the primary or the secondary, it could be a lot. She goes, go out. You need to go outside, go for a drive, don't not take care of yourself. And to hear that from a Washichu lady and a Washichu doctor, you never really hear a doctor say, hey, go outside and breathe air, fresh air, be with Mother Nature. Or, it was just really, I really appreciated it. And I told her, I really appreciate you for listening to me, for like being able to talk. And doctors should be like that. And I don't think there are enough doctors that are like that. So, la la la. I know I get off topic and I talk, but my sister was out driving for self-care and now she's here.
Yeah, I know. I've been apprehensive about.
Something keeps see you're touching something and
How about
it's
now?
like okay, yeah.
Oh, maybe my mic is on the side. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, I know I've been apprehensive to commit because it's the end of the year. I mean, I've been watching your lives, right? And I know it's a commitment, and I love the skill that you're becoming so proficient at using all of the StreamYard and all of this stuff. And in my part of my life right now, it's December, and there's a lot of things going on right now. I'm like trying to not say yes. I'm trying to say no more often. But I like the informal lives that you're having because it's not, you know, there's not a script, like we can just talk and things like that. So that's why I was like when you called tonight, I was like, yeah, I could do it. You caught me in a good mood too cuz I came from my son's football banquet, and I'm so super proud of him because he got his first letter. Yay!
Yay!
So, it was just me and him at his banquet, and like they just kept calling his name over and over. So he got this Scholastic Award. It's for athletes that carry a 3.5 GPA or higher during the season. So he got that,
Yay!
and then he got his varsity letter, and then he played also on the junior varsity team, so he got that certificate, and then for what's this one for? Oh, just for participation. So I was like, yay! Like, it was a really hard season because he stood on the sidelines most of the season, and I would text some of my friends that are like sports moms and dads, and I'd be like frustrated and stuff because I'm busy too. Like I'm a student teacher, and so I'm teaching social studies. I have to help prepare the lesson every day or be prepared in case I'm called to teach, co-teach. And then I'm a full-time graduate student too, so I'm doing homework and everything. So my family knows that they have to self-manage, and then to go to his games and stuff and then just watch him sit on the sidelines, it's so frustrating. But like my friend Chris, he's a he's a he's a coach basically, but he was like he's there for a reason, like. And then I would say friends, I would be like, I don't want to go because I have all these assignments to do and stuff like that, and they're like, just go. Even if he's standing on the sidelines, you need to support him and stuff like that. So I was, it really is full circle to come and see him and his teammates be honored that way because it's really hard, to be pulled in so many different directions, even as a young adult, and today, like he's Mr. Aztec High School. He recently ran to in a new leadership position that they created. And I feel like it's part of my advocacy too because I'm on the Aztec Indian Education Committee. I used to be the chairwoman, but I had to step down because I was running for magistrate judge. And so a couple years ago, I told them, or I suggested that we need to have more leadership positions. And when I'm so proud of my network too because I have a broad network. And one of my friends is Shaye Lucero. She's a former Miss Indian World, and so I called her. I think it was Miss Indian World like '99 or something like that. And I called her like 2 years ago, and I was like, "Hey, would you be willing to like help these kids um or help us as adults like create a pageant?" And she was like, "Sure, yeah, anytime," and stuff. And so long story short, we finally did it. And my son ran and he won, and he wasn't even um you know like as skilled as other youth leaders are. Like they come in and they know their clans and they know their they have a lot of cultural knowledge, being raised by their grandmas and their aunties and all of that. But well, my son, um, you know, he did have a little bit of cultural knowledge from my mom. She helped me raise him while she lived with us here in New Mexico. And anyway, so he was able to use some of his Lakota cultural knowledge to do his traditional talent. And then he also did a roping presentation because we used to be really involved in rodeo, so he's able to talk about that rodeo lifestyle and the reasons why roping exists and all that. So anyway, I'm so proud of him. And the reason why I brought up Mr. Aztec High School is because he had to do a community service event today. And that brought up some memories too. He had to go to McCoy Elementary School and they have like a Christmas shop. So kids bring their money and then they go to the Christmas shop and they buy gifts for their family. And it reminded me of Galden Elementary, how they had the Christmas shop and we would go in and, buy random things for our family. So he had to do that today and he had to like escort little kids and, help them say like if they brought 20 bucks, he would say, okay, like you have this much, to spend. And then once they bought it, then he gift wrapped it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so he was involved in community service and then we had the football banquet tonight and then tomorrow he's leaving at 7:45 in the morning to go on a basketball tournament in northern New Mexico in Espanola area. Actually across the street from our other sister's house.
Is she gonna go see him
Yeah,
play?
I hope so, because it's, like, right across the street from her house, literally, like, her front door is their front door. So, yeah,
Remind her.
he's been pretty busy, and he has a girlfriend, and so balancing that too, just letting him figure out of course, with parental guidance, um, we talk about, you know, respect and all of that, and so yeah, it's been I'm rambling now, but it's been a day, and I'm so glad that he shows up and he works hard um, and as a parent, we're just trying to balance, helping him understand leadership and all of that.
Yeah, and when is he gonna do the thing that I told him that we should do?
Well, I brought it up to our Native American coordinator. Her name is Kimberly Zaw, and she has COVID right now. So
Mm.
hopefully she'll um yeah, she's interested and um hopefully we get that done soon because the sooner the better, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that he's still doing community service. And um, did have you talked to him or have you seen him since that and talked to him about how he felt about doing that?
No, I haven't. So I just met him at the football banquet. We were there for a couple hours and so no, we haven't. He usually when he gets home, he usually comes into my bedroom and we talk about whatever. And
Hmm.
so I'll have to put that write it down, say, tell me about your community service. I'm writing it down right now because if I don't, I'll forget.
Yeah, and only and not only that, but like reminisce about how you said it reminds you of Golden. That's a connection. I always feel like when I can bring up a memory and how I felt or, what it made, what I remember about it, it opens the conversation for him to, for whoever else to share what they remember or how they feel.
Yeah. And yeah, and I just want to thank you too, you and your network of people because this last couple weeks I've been dealing with COVID and I tested positive and I was not prepared for that at all.
Mm.
And so I did a call out on my Facebook and I was like, does anybody have any COVID tests? Because we haven't stocked up or reordered any or I really haven't like paid attention to it much,
Mm.
and but I was able to get one of my friends, Ryan, that used to be my best friend when I went to SIPI in '99, and he works for like this place called First Nations or something. It's like a
Mm.
community health center, and so he immediately responded, and he was like, "I have a bunch of COVID tests. Come get them." And I was like, "Okay." And um, it's a funny story because my husband went to go get the COVID test, and he was able to meet one of my friends, from back in the day, um and while he was there, they have like, one of those brochure things, where all the brochures are at, and
Mhm.
it was talking about like safe sex, and he was telling him, if you want a free HIV test, we give free HIV tests. And he was just like educating him while he was there to pick up a COVID test. So, of course, he came home with a bunch of condoms. And, as a parent of, young adults, you should always have condoms, right? And
Right,
obviously, he
right.
was talking about, protecting yourself. And I mean, even if they're not sexually active, you still need to make allow them to feel safe to be talking about these things. And
Mhm.
so I thought it was cool because my husband is a little bit on the conservative side, and shy to be talking about stuff like that. And so I just thought it was awesome that he what do you call it, what's that word, killed two birds with one stone. He got me what I needed, and then he also served another purpose. And then Ryan was making a joke about it. He's like, "We have a bunch of different sizes too, so feel free to try different sizes because fit makes a difference." And so it was kind of funny. So yeah.
That's funny. As you said that, kill two birds with one stone. One of my best girlfriends, Jennifer Varenchek, likes to use the saying, "Feed two birds with one seed."
Oh, I love that.
Write it down. Write it
I
down.
know. I'm writing it down. Feed two birds with one seed. I know there's so we have to do we do have to be aware of the words that we use, because I know there's another word, I forgot what it's called. Well, anyway, yeah, just some of the terms that we use, like, they're not good. They
Mhm.
refer to things that are not good. And I'm trying to think of that one example, but I can't um, right now. So
Mhm.
thanks, Jennifer, for the new perspective.
Ah, I always think of that when somebody says that other saying. Um, but thank you for sharing. I know when I used to work at UAII, Seven Generations, um, there was always, and also when Red Circle Project was here in Los Angeles, they had snag bags. So they, would pass out bags with like lube and um, with condoms and I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. And they would always give me stuff, so I would like always have like a whole bunch of condoms with me, so then I would be passing them out to my families and young adults, and I would always be like, be careful, be safe, wear a condom, and actually
I remember that.
I was leaving the powwow. There was a powwow at UAII sponsored at in downtown at Grand Park, and I saw Brenda's boy, her youngest, James. He's not young anymore. I always see him as a baby, but he's like what 20 something. He's older now. I'm not gonna say old, but anyways, he was like, "Have you seen my mom?" Just all like very engaged with me as an auntie, and as I was walking by and I was like, be safe, be careful, wear a condom. And they just all started busting out laughing, because it was a bunch of boys that were standing around. But you definitely got to be, very open about that and very, very supportive. Because if you make them scared, then they're not going to want to tell you the things that are going on. Or, if you provide a safe space, then there's safe words and a safe outcome that can come from it.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good idea, you know. I
Yeah.
wonder what the younger term is instead of snag, because that's kind of like, you know, our generation, I feel like. I don't know. Or not our generation, but like, do they still call snags now?
I think so. That's
Really?
what they call on
If you know of a newer term, then
put in the chat.
comment.
Put in the chat. Let us know.
Yeah, because since I'm a student teacher now, I am around students every day, and I remember my co-teacher was talking about something being cool, and he was like saying, "That's so sick," right? And then the kids were like, "Mr. Pacello, we don't say that anymore." And then he's like, "Oh, really? What do you say?" And he goes, "We say drippy." Like that's drippy, you know? And I was like, "Oh my god, there's like new slang, you know?" So, yeah.
Hey, that's drippy.
Yeah.
I like to say hi to Robin who's watching. Robin Gomez. Boo boo boo.
Hi,
She's
Robin.
my fly girl, my hype girl. She says, I don't think that's what the high school kids say. Laugh out loud. We need to ask the mini associate. So the she has I think she has 2 children, and one of them is my mini associate, and they are freaking amazing. They were like ready to help me if I needed anything, and they're just very active. So I appreciate them. But ask them, the mini associate, maybe we can hear a different thing. I do know that I feel like snag is like a forever term because it was on Res Dogs the other episode, talking about how they go to IHS and that's like snagorama. I don't know if they said snagorama, but they said that one of them was saying that when she gets a badge of another person, like a conference badge, that's like her snag award, I guess you would say. So she had like 10 of them. And then by the end of the episode, there's a I don't know what his name is. He's an actor and he is Asian or Asian Pacific. And by the end of the conference, he was running around naked and had all these hickeys on him. It was so funny. Have you seen it? Have you seen Res Dogs?
Oh my god, you're gonna not like it. No, I haven't. I mean, actually, I have. I've seen like 2 episodes, and then like I'm just too busy, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have Hulu, and I think that's what it's on. So
I don't have Hulu either. I have to when I go and watch my little nieces. Sean imitates dogs um when I watch his nieces, our nieces, they have Hulu, so I watch Res Dogs when they go to sleep. Um, but it's cool that you haven't watched it. I haven't seen Yellowstone, and there's all the hype about that, and I think that's like in its 5th season or something.
I
So
think it's yeah, 5th season. You're right. Yeah, I love Yellowstone. It's really good.
yeah, I haven't seen it.
And
There's another movie on Netflix that's called Where the Crow Dogs Sing. If you ever want to watch a movie, watch that.
oh yeah, I took my girlfriend to see that when it was
Oh
on.
yeah.
That's a
Did
really
the end of the movie? So okay, so since you've seen it, the end of the movie, and if you haven't seen it, close your ears because I want to ask my sister about what she thinks. So at the end of the movie where he finds the necklace,
yeah.
I'm like, I thought maybe she did, but then no, she couldn't have. But then the when he found the necklace, I was thinking back to the scene when they were on the beach and that other guy, like the city guy, was trying to get on top of her, and they showed a frame of that necklace. So I was thinking, did she grab it off of him during that time when he was trying to assault her? But I don't know. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, I think they're trying to insinuate that she kept it after she killed him. But my friends tell me if you really want to know the answer to read the book.
I'm not a book
So
reader. We
I
all
read
know that.
how about
You read the book and tell me.
audiobooks? I don't know, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, audiobooks.
Yeah. I know I like to read, but oh my gosh, I have so much stuff to read that I'm kind of withdrawing. It's
Mm.
like there's so much knowledge that we need to gain and effort that we need to put in, and then when you get sick, you know,
Yeah.
depression happens and like
Life.
yeah, life happens but that's one of the things I wanted to say is like to have really good communication because I have been communicating with my professors all semester because I was running a campaign and then I started student teaching and then I'm a full-time graduate student, not just with 9 credit hours, which is full-time, but 14. So I and my family, and so I've been telling them along the way, like I'm trying so hard to stay on top, stay on task and get everything done. But I'm in the first cohort of this graduate program. And so they were like, no, we need to know. Like, are we overloading you? Yes. How can we improve our program? Because um, they need to know this information. New Mexico is having such, or it's nationwide, right? We have a teacher shortage nationwide, but New Mexico is experiencing a watershed moment right now where our current administration, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, and all of the legislators that support her, um, have passed a lot of laws during her. She just recently won re-election, so they in this during her first term she was able to raise teacher salaries
Mm.
to so our teachers in New Mexico are the highest paid in the Southwest now. So our entry level teachers make 50,000 a year.
Wow.
Level two makes 60,000 a year. Level two is a teacher with master's degree, and level three makes 70,000 a year. So, that's pretty good.
Mm.
And anyway, so the program that I'm in is created to fulfill or to build the teacher pipeline. And I'm also part of a first Native American teacher preparation program. And it's pretty amazing because one of our aunties, Dr. Glenaba Martinez, she's half Taos Pueblo and half Navajo. She's the one that is running this, and she's like an amazing teacher. She's a social studies teacher, and she's a PhD at the University of New Mexico, and she's the director of language and literacy, LLSS, language and literacy, socio something. um, but today, there's like they have these little committees within our legislature, and one of them is called the Legislative Education Study Committee, and they met today. And I saw one of my friends, one of my mentees, she was like, I'm watching the LESC meeting today. And so when I was scrolling this morning, I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm gonna tune in, while I'm getting ready and stuff. So I tuned in, and it was her. It was our auntie. It was Dr. Glenaba Martinez, and she was asking for more money from the legislature because she it costs $200,000 for 9 of us, 9 Native American teachers to go through this program. And so they're not just paying for like our tuition and books, they're paying for like us to prepare for our praxis examinations. So they test us like on our knowledge of math and social studies and English and reading and stuff in order for us to get our teacher licensure. And then they subsidize our trip to the National Indian Education Association in Oklahoma City. And we have like these monthly virtual meetings where we just have a safe place to talk.
Mm.
It was pretty awesome because like I've been having a lot of problems within my student teaching because I teach in a border town and there's um, you know historical racism here, and it's really hard to deal with. I mean, everybody's like, not everybody, but certain people are like, why don't you just move? Why don't you move to like an area where they value you and they want you? And I'm like, you know how expensive it is to move, and to just re-transplant your family and build these relationships that I've lived here over 20 years and not, well, almost 20 years. And so everywhere I go, Dollar General, or the grocery store, gas station, I know somebody, and so it's not that easy to just move. And anyway, back to what she was saying, she was explaining, how proud she is of the first cohort because we have to teach in these school districts where we face uh, racial micro and macroaggressions daily. And so talk about pressure, right? I was like, oh my God. Tomorrow's my first day back to school after having COVID for a week and a half. And a week and a half in graduate studies or any kind of studies, is stressful. Like, you have all these assignments and stuff. So then I turned that on and I was like, oh my God, she's talking about me, and my cohort to our state legislature asking for money. So, but my point is communicate because my professors are like, you know what, Songju, we understand what you're going through. We're still in a pandemic. It's still COVID. Not only COVID, but we have like the flu happening, all these different kind of viruses going around, and RSV, and they've given me some grace and are using our policies that are built within our program. We have COVID policies and we have so I might be able to rely on it incomplete if I have to, if I'm not able to catch up, and take some time because I also have a medical procedure coming up next week, and I'm like, like and that's one of the things that that we were talking about last weekend. And when I was, we went to, it was a professional development, and it, like I was saying, it provides a safe space. And one of the speakers was saying, it it always happens this way, with Native women in our roles, in our cultural roles, like you'll be going to school, you'll be taking care of your family, you'll be working, and then throw in like, a feast day or, um, some kind of, yeah, somebody dies or somebody's born or, there's a first laugh ceremony or birthday party or, a sporting event or whatever, it's just like we're constantly juggling all this and, it just happens that way. Not to say like that we have more responsibility than non-Indians, but I mean, we have like dual citizenship, and we're responsible for raising our future leaders. Um, and anyway, so yeah, it's just amazing to have to be a part of this program and to even expand my network um, within UNM and all of that.
Will be your program again so that I can put it on the screen and people can look into it if they're interested, not only in the program in New Mexico, but if it's national, then other indigenous folk that may want to join it.
It's the Native American Teacher Preparation Program, and it's within the University of New Mexico College of Education
Okay, Native American Teacher
Preparation Program.
Program. Out of UNM, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the only school that has that right now. So hopefully it'll be built. I mean, there's a ton of programs, that support Native Americans, Native American teachers, but that's the one with UNM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for this test that I wanted to share with you. Oh, right here. So I went to this professional development. It was called Access and Equity in New Mexico Schools. And one of the professors was Dr. Tiffany Lee. And she was talking about the linguistic landscape in New Mexico. And so in New Mexico, we have 23 federally recognized tribes, nations, and pueblos. And so we have this cool quiz, and it lists like all of the tribes and all of the languages that they speak.
Mm.
And I thought I knew a lot, but this quiz, proved that I have a lot to learn. But basically, yeah, there's a lot of there's in okay, I'll just say this and then we can move on. But
No, well, why don't we ask our audience a question
okay,
and then we can put it in the, we can list it.
okay. It says, here are the major native language families indigenous to New Mexico: Tiwa, Tewa, Towa, Kiris, Zuni, Apache, and Diné. Do you know which of the following tribes belongs to these native language families? So, in the first pueblo it lists is Acoma Pueblo. Which language do they speak?
Not Tiawa, Tawawa.
And
What name the languages again?
okay, it's Tiwa, Tewa, Towa, Kiris, Zuni, Apache, and Diné.
Okay. I don't know if I wrote those right, and apologies if I didn't, but I have Tiawa, Tawa, Towa, Kiris, Zuni, Apache, and Diné.
Yeah. So Tewa is Tewa, and Kiris is Keres.
Say it again, the second one. C? C as in cat?
Oh, Keres, Keres.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then
again.
Zuni, Apache, and Diné.
Okay, let's try it again.
Tewa, Tewa, Towa, Kiris, Zuni, Apache, and Diné. Yep, that's
Okay.
good.
So the question is, what was the question?
Which language does Acoma Pueblo speak? Sky City people, where you at?
Acoma Pueblo speak. Which language does Acoma Pueblo speak? Huh? Right?
hmm
Okay.
And then, I mean, there's 22 others. Do you want to list them all or what?
No, let's keep it to this.
Okay, let's
And
do
then,
one from each. We'll do one Pueblo, one Apache, and one Navajo. I mean, Diné.
okay.
Okay.
So
So,
in the comments, people that are watching, answer this question. If you know, if you don't know, make a guess. This is some teaching. Which language does Acoma Pueblo speak?
yep.
I see Josette saying Tiwa.
Eh.
Okay, so that's out. Who else? Somebody in the comments, let us know. Okay, here she goes again with another guess.
Eh.
There comes the charm.
Yeah. Should I say the answer or okay? So let's go on to the second question and the third question. Robin, Tewa, eh. It's Karis.
Oh, Karis. Boo, boo, boo. Wow.
Hi, see? So, yeah, that's interesting, right? Okay, so which language does the Jicarilla Apache speak? These are kind of a given a little bit, right?
No.
No?
For you live out there.
Okay, and then,
Oh, Apache, right?
huh?
Hold on.
So you answered that.
Wait. Hello. I want to give the audience a chance to say it,
Okay.
but I did say it too, and we're having some answers come in.
Yay!
Boo, boo, boo.
I'm gonna grab a tissue real quick.
Okay. So thanks all for being here. Samchi's going to ask another question and see how informed you are about the languages in the Southwest. Oh no. Well, we're seeing your answers, Josette, on wherever you're posting them. I think you're on Twitch, right? She's on Twitch. Okay, so what was the next question?
Okay. What language do people from the Navajo Nation speak?
Oh.
From the list that you gave. Nee, 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 nee.
Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na. Bum. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yay! You got it, girl.
Awesome. One of the questions that you had, or one of the things that you had said, was how many federally rec tribes in New Mexico? This is a question that I want to ask, and then you can look at your page for something else, because you had mentioned this. But do you want to answer this question?
Yes. The Diné language is Navajo.
So Navajo people don't go by, I mean, they do go by Navajo, but they're also known as Diné, right?
Correct.
So their language would be Diné or Navajo, if that's the Washichu way of saying it.
Oh.
Okay. Hope we answered your question, Robin. Thank you for engaging with us. So the next question that we have on the screen, you guys want to answer and throw any number if you want. How many federally recognized tribes are in New Mexico? Samchi mentioned that when she said something right now, and I thought it was, I really like that, and you said that, so I wrote it down, but I have it in my notes.
Anybody want to take a guess?
So guess, how many federally recognized tribes are in New Mexico? 252 federally recognized tribes.
In New Mexico,
This
we
is
are a big state, but not that big. Or actually, you don't have to size. Doesn't matter actually in certain cases. Like California and Alaska, right? They have a ton of tribes. Anyway, there's 23 federally recognized tribes in New Mexico.
And Josette, if you're thinking about nationwide, there's 574 federally recognized tribes in the United States. Yeah, it's going up. It's going up.
Yeah. And that doesn't include state recognition, too.
Right.
Some states can recognize their own.
Right. I have a contract with the tribe, or with the tribe's nonprofit, the Bernardino Tatavian Band of Mission Indians, and they're state recognized. They're actually in their fight for federal recognition, which I know that they've submitted once, and now they have to go into detail about a whole bunch of stuff. So crossing our fingers that that they have everything that's needed to be federally recognized.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have another question you want to ask the audience?
Let's see. Most Mexico native languages. Okay, this is a true or false. Most New Mexico native language communities are generally safe from a decline in speakers. True or false? Most New Mexico native language communities are generally safe from a decline in speakers. True or false? This was a really good training. It was free. It was offered to anybody that wanted to come, and it was pretty cool that we had a good turnout of Native American educators, but we also had a good turnout from non-Indian educators too. So I was really proud of them for making an effort, because, like I said, New Mexico is experiencing a lot of progressive policy making, and so our social studies standards have been updated recently, um, and they'll go into effect the next school year. And so that is like a godsend for me, because today or this semester I was experiencing a lot of frustration because we still have, you know, educators that are relying on, you know, the Beringia land bridge theory, that everybody came from Asia and crossed the Beringia land bridge up in Alaska and came to New Mexico. I mean, and I'm not saying that that's not true, but I know, like, being House Pueblo, we have our origin stories. And so the new social studies standards includes origin stories now. So imagine, like, an eighth grade student, and I've been through this. This is my lived in felt experience. Hearing about this. What? It's not Bridge. It's the land bridge. What's it called? The um, just forcing a child to think that that's how their ancestors came into existence. So this new social studies curriculum is recognizing that that's not the only um, theory in which our origin stories are not theories. We believe them, and so I'm just so thankful for that. And they touch on subjects like tribal sovereignty and different things like that. And so I'm just excited to be able to be in a place to teach that. So, any responses?
Yes.
Oh, I lost my answer sheet. Okay.
So as she's looking for it, I'll repeat the question, and then she can tell us if it's right or wrong. Most New Mexico native language communities are generally safe from a decline of speakers. I agree with what's on the screen.
False.
Yes.
That's correct.
Boo, boo, boo.
We definitely are not safe from losing our language. Some of my takeaways from this program or from this professional development is that we speak 10,000 words of English a day. And how many do we speak of our own native language? So we have that, that fight to incorporate our own language. And so, you know, I would encourage you to speak what you know, just like we try to, in greetings and salutations, hiaho or yate, or, you know, what languages do you know?
Huh.
Or buenos dias.
See, I don't know a lot of different languages, but I know small words, and I appreciate you saying that about 10,000 English words a day. I definitely say words that I know on a daily basis, both in Taos Pueblo and Oglala Lakota, because I use it um, in my introduction. Hiohomi Takiape, Ava Cordovi, Machiape, Malakota, and Taos Pueblo. My Thama is Joseph Conquilla Cordova. My Ina and my cause Patricia Crow Cordova. So if there was somebody in the audience like tonight that was Taos Pueblo or Oglala Lakota, they would hear both words. They would hear both Taos Pueblo and Oglala Lakota. And that is very custom to me, custom to who I am, and custom to where I am in my language and my language journey, because I do know words and I often use them in community. I often use them in my household. I often use them with my taukojas, my grandchildren. Um, and although I might not be able to right now hold a full conversation in either of those languages, I definitely am working towards that. And by the way, did you know that? Did you get the email about the Tiwa classes starting again?
It was tonight at
I
7
know.
o'clock. And
I know.
I was
I
like,
didn't make it.
I'm sorry, Metu, if you're listening, Metu Alice, because I did get it. And I was like, we have the football banquet tonight.
Yeah.
So,
One other thing, but she did send out a registration form, so make sure that you fill that out and send it back to her. I also wasn't able to make it today, but I am gonna try my hardest to make it. I had to work, but I'm that they're starting again, and that sometimes I feel like I get like I don't know enough words to be on there, but that's the reason that we're there,
yeah.
to learn.
And there's so much work that goes into that,
Mm-hmm.
that curriculum, the funding that goes to that. I mean, every year, um, tribal people are fighting for resources, which is basically money, because they're teaching out of one room classrooms, or they're teaching out of trailers, and, they don't have the money that they need to keep these programs sustainable. And so, by the way we can help is by participating in them, by staying aware of these language revitalization efforts that happen nationwide. Um, and some of the one of the last two things I'll say about this training, I learned so much. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany Lee. Is to use the word language shift instead of language loss or language extinction because of these efforts. We are
Mm-hmm.
working to shift this paradigm where we're learning, and Taos Pueblo is a great example of that. When we were growing up, all we heard was our dad on the phone talking to our ahu or our relatives, but now we have the opportunity to participate in a Zoom, in a safe space, where we're not shunned or shamed or anything like that. I mean, I think there's a little bit of humor that happens when we mess up or we mispronounce things or whatever, but it's still like, humor is part of being Native American, right? We josh each other and stuff like that. And Dr. Lee also talked about trans language, and she said um, to use pictures, um, hang them up in our classroom and in our homes, so when kids see them, and if they wonder out loud, they'll say like, "Why do you have a picture of like a Orno oven?" You know, and that's a total conversation starter for like,
Mm.
our cultural practices of baking bread or plastering ovens or whatever. So if you're not fluent in your language, you can still promote these efforts.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. I know that pandemic has brought us a lot of good and bad, a lot of bad with death and just the side effects and the long term and the long haul of COVID. It's been a lot for us. But then the on the plus side, pandemic has brought us these Zoom meetings because this would have never happened before. I mean, maybe it would have, but it was forced that it went on Zoom and everybody was learning from Zoom. And now we have the opportunity to learn and continue to be a part of that shift. So I wanted to share something. This is how I teach um, my young nieces how to say hioho. And I know for a long time we didn't write down our language, so this might not be the way that it's said, but I always tell them to think he's a hoe, like that guy's a hoe. So if you say he a hoe, like he a hoe, that's how you say hello, he a hoe. And anyways, that's a joke. That's like a way that I learn and make it funny.
Yeah.
Them, then they'll, greet me with that language. So if I say hyoho, it's funny to us. And anyways, that's it. The end. La la la. But I also wanted to recognize some people that are in the chat. Daryl Conquering Bear Crow, who is our nephew. I called him tonight. I'm going live once a day, and I'm also trying to reach out. Huh?
I just read that. I
Oh,
didn't know she passed away. I'm
yeah.
sorry to hear that, Daryl. Yeah, that was a really good session that you had.
Hmm.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, he was able to um, get us on a Zoom when he was working. I forgot where he was working at that time, but he was able to offer language classes with Unchi, and it was great just to be on there and hear her laughter and hear her teach us things. It was a lot of value. So thank you, Sunny. Thank you. But
So, one thing before you move on is so being a teacher, I have the summers off, and since you're a business owner, you could take off time. I want to challenge you because I heard that the Lakota Language Consortium is it them or if you know Daryl, tell me. Sitting Bull College, I think it is, has a summer language institute for Lakota. We should go to that. I want to go. It popped in my head, and I keep a notebook by my on my desk all the time, so I can just write down my ideas.
yeah.
And I want to go to that.
I think they have it yearly because Sarah Sarah Eaglehawk,
Eagle Heart.
Sarah, um, she had messaged me and was telling me, showed me like a flyer about it, and I was like, I couldn't do it this year. She said that they have it every year, so I don't know. We'll have to see what Daryl says in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's down. Look at, oh my God, yes.
Who
Yeah.
wants to go? Let's go.
Road trip.
I'm actually the only one in my family that hasn't been to Sundance, so I'm so sad about that.
Mm.
Do you remember that year you guys all went and I didn't even get to go?
Yeah, where were you?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think I was in love or something. No, just
oh
kidding.
okay. um, So Josette is already passing out chores. Who would I get the information? Oh, I thought she said who would get the information.
Oh.
Who would I get? Oh.
I think we would have to look up Sitting Bull College or Lakota Language Consortium, something like that.
Oh yeah. So going back to what I was saying, I am going live one time a day. That's what this winter wisdom is about. And I'm also trying to reach out via text or phone call to one person a day. And today I reached out to Daryl. So I just, said hello, left a voicemail. But I also want Daryl to come on here with me and talk because he has some great information. He's a ICWA advocate, and he's very involved in NICWA, and he is a great asset to know about Denver.
Yeah, you are, Daryl. You're a really good asset, and thank you for being on the front lines of that fight. I got a text from my former boss, Dr. Trent Penzi, and he was talking about ICWA, and I was like, I know, like, we definitely have to support that effort, and there's so much to do. And remember, like I said, I've been trying to like step back a little so I can focus on my studies, but there's just so much Indian country news to stay on top of.
Yeah. So I know that you've been busy with your studies and with your schooling and now with your sickness, or your health, not your sickness, but your health. I think also it's important for you um, to take care of yourself too, because I know you're always running around doing all kinds of things, and breathe when you want to breathe and rest when you can rest. And yeah.
Yeah. Today, I know I had some blood work done today, and I was driving around, getting errands done and stuff. And when I came home, I had an hour and a half. And I was like, oh my God, I'm taking a nap. I could be reading, I could be drafting a paper, I could be whatever, but I was like, I'm taking a nap. And oh my God, it was so nice. It was so nice. I'm getting older. I need like afternoon naps now.
You're getting older, then that means I am too. So
Right?
Daryl says, because I called him today, like I said, making one phone call or text a day. And he said, we all need those reminder calls, much needed. And thank you, Creator knew I needed that female nurturing during these times. Mama's death and birth anniversary is coming up in 2 weeks. So thank you for that call and checking in. You are welcome, Sunny boy. I'm glad to have called. Prayers to you, and the anniversaries. And I know that your mom is watching upon you and helping you in those bingo games that you go play, that you need to go play. But prayers to you. There's a lot of certain things that are coming up during December. I know it's a lot of the times hard for a lot of people during the holiday seasons that deal with depression or deal with the loss of somebody. I know in January, it will be our 1 year anniversary for Monica Cisneros, one of my best girlfriends that I've known since high school, who passed away, and also our niece, Raylene Raylene Birkin, Raylene Biggerstaff, who passed away in January of last year. So there's a lot of individuals that we're celebrating. Although they might not be here, I always remember Ray's laughs and her checking in and her morning text, good morning, beautiful. And when I needed to know something that was going on, and, back home, I would call her up and she would find out for me. But I know that during these times, we just got to pray for each other and um, make sure that we take care of ourselves and pray for ourselves. So Songtree, thank you so much for coming in and checking in and being here. Is there other things that you want to talk about or say?
I can do a couple of announcements for, let's see, maybe some prayers. I'm moderating a conversation on Saturday at 10 with the New Mexico De- Democratic Party State Platform and Resolutions Committee. So we're talking about education, and I'm excited because we're gonna have two indigenous baddies. One is her name is Reyes Devore. She's a organizer activist with Pueblo Action Alliance, and so she's I'm so I don't know her very well, but I'm becoming to know her more. And I'm using some of her resources because I'm building this lesson plan that talks about fracking around Chaco Canyon. And so she already has done some work on that, and so I'm excited to um, ask her some questions about her perspective on Indian education in New Mexico. And our other guest is Leanne Trujillo. She's a Navajo language and culture teacher in Aztec, and so she's one of our panelists. Myself, and so yeah, I'm excited about that meeting on Saturday. And then let me see, is there anything else? Um, nope, just that I got to get my Christmas tree up. I should get a Charlie Brown tree just to make it easier. Yeah, so that's a virtual session. I will, if you guys follow me on Facebook, Sangtree Payochi, you can join in, and it's really super important to, you know, represent the native voice on different issues. I know there's another um, the day before there's an environmental meeting, so I'm just so happy that the Democratic Party in New Mexico is listening and actioning different things. And that's all I gotta say about that. You're on mute.
I was trying to look right now on Facebook to see if I can find that to put in the chat so people can join you. But
Okay.
I didn't find it. I don't know what it's called or where
Um,
you posted it.
nmdemocrats.org. It's probably there.
Oh, okay. Can I put that?
Yeah, we don't have a mini associate, unfortunately, so we haven't created a digital flyer. It's kind of like email. Um, and since I'm busy too, I'm informed. So
So go to nmdemocrats.org.
yeah, and the event calendar and the information is there. Oh, and I did want to say one more thing. It's
Mhm.
not related to um, Native news, but the word of the year came out, and do you know what it is? Oh
You're
shoot,
on mute.
I forgot it. I am?
No, that's
No, no. Oh, I think that was last year.
oh, that was so
Oh,
last
shoot,
year.
now I forgot what it was. Um, something about shoot. Okay, word of the year. Now I gotta look it up because it slipped my mind. Goblin mode.
What?
Goblin mode is the word of the year. I think that's
What
such a cool word of the day. I mean, word of
is
the
that?
year.
I've never heard that.
It means like it's the opposite of being organized. So
Oh,
like
that's right.
you have like food containers all over, you have laundry all over the place, you have like all kinds of stuff that you need to do. You're just in goblin mode, you know?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, me and my some of my friends we talk about words of the day a lot. and people that are into like Wordle and all kinds of different stuff like that. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
I've been in goblin mode lately since I had COVID.
Well, thank you
You're welcome.
for sharing that. Daryl, I appreciate you. Let's share, let's talk, let's heal. I'm going to send you a calendar invite so you can join me here in the sometime in the month of December. Also, thank you, Josette, for your condolences. Monica was one of my bestest friends, and I was in shock when it happened. And also, the family had asked me to do her eulogy, which was something very big, and I really wanted to do. But when her funeral, um, when her funeral was scheduled, I was still in Las Vegas. I was actually hospitalized at that time, but I'm better now, and I'm, you know, still in contact with the family, and just will always be there for them. It's hard for me to say that, like, I'll always be there for you, but I also have so many different things going. I'm in goblin mode. I guess you would say, like, I want to, you're in my prayers. I want to reach out. I want to, share time, share space, but I also have a lot of things happening on my ends, you know, being a caretaker, being a secondary caretaker. There's a lot, life. So, anyways, I will pass your condolences to Monica's family. Yes. Thank you. But thank you all for watching. Sister Tutu, is there anything else that you want to say or bring up?
No, I mean, yes, I like that idea, Daryl, about what we're. Can you post that again? What
Mhm.
we're doing to contribute to healing or something like that? Let's talk about healing, what we do to help ourselves as Indigenous people. Yeah, I'll tune in to that for sure. And I'm still wanting to learn how to bead and like make because my son, I bought my son some moccasins and he's embarrassed that they're just plain.
Aw.
So I was like, I want to beat them then, even if it's just one simple thing. But yeah, I think okay, one last thing.
It's
Um
okay, sister. I'm not in the time limit.
okay. I got a call from Paris this morning.
Paris Hilton?
Paris, France, the country. It was from Gina Stewart. Do you remember her? We went to high
No.
school with her. She was a cheerleader. Anyway, her daughter is a international model. I follow her on social media. Her name is Leanna Ogman, and I thought it was so cool because she was shopping in a boutique in Paris, and she put this jacket on, and it has like beaded medallions on it. It had fringes on the jacket, arms, and it had bone beads,
Mm.
down. And she was like, my daughter really likes this jacket, and she goes, but I wanted to get your opinion about it. So can you get with me? And and then I was in the shower, so I didn't call her back right away. And then she called me, and I was like, wow, how awesome is that she's asking about cultural appropriation, right? And so I told her, I was like, it depends on your intent, like if you're gonna wear the jacket, you know, and you don't want to participate in cultural appropriation, then you need to know like what the meaning of, you know, the medallions are, what bone beads are, like be able to share your cultural knowledge education with people, especially if you have a huge platform. And so she was just so thankful about that, and I was so thankful about her reaching out. And so since she has a huge platform, she's an international model, she decided not to buy the jacket, because it could be misinterpreted by people, even though if she took the effort, made the effort as um, a, a model of color, you know and so I just thought that was amazing. And so just our engagement, the things that we put on our social media are making people aware,
Yeah.
think about stuff before, to think about us before um, they do something. And so shout out to Gina and Liana for, for caring. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. You should recommend some native designers to them.
I could, huh?
Patricia from Taos, Patricia Michaels from Taos. Man, I feel like now I just recently bought a ribbon skirt. I should send it to her daughter and have her wear it.
She lives in LA.
Does she?
Yeah. In Santa Clarita
Oh wow.
by Magic Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, Josette brings up a good question. I wonder if the jacket was native made, which it being sold at Paris,
Yeah,
don't.
we did also talk about repatriation too. So, I asked her like, do you know if it's authentic? And and so she's like, I don't know, but she said there was another Western boutique there, and she said the guy is from Michigan, so he may or may not know about you know cultural clothing or the significance of different elements of it. And but yeah, I mean,
Shout out to Gina Stewart. Boo, boo, boo. So, Daryl, we need to get you scheduled to come on here and visit with me and your aunties and show her how to bead 2 stitches onto the Talcoja's plain moccasins.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know when I start asking beaters questions, they're like, "What size? Is it an 8 inch or 9 inch or whatever
Yeah,
inches?"
beads,
And
right?
yeah, and I'm like, "What?" you know. But I have owned a loom before. When I went to SIPI, they had a beading class and they gave us looms, and I carried that sucker around for so many years. I don't know where it's at now, but so. But
We should have Cheyenne come on and show her Navajo rug skills. Remember that mini one that was in her room for a long time?
yeah.
I just line up all the kids and have a talent night of what they can show me. No gaming.
That would
Tell
be
them no
fun.
gaming.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, they'll definitely have to sign up as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, who's up? Was that somebody?
No, I was
Oh.
looking at the clock.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. So these are what these lives are. They don't have any real direction. It's just coming on live with you every night. I thought, like I said, I upgraded and I need to use this platform more to make sure that what I paid for it is, something. The other thing too, I thought as I'm going live, like it's a way to interact with friends that I haven't interacted with a long time. And especially during, nights like this or winter nights when you think there's nobody around. I also want to say shout out to my tutu, my sister Song Tree, for encouraging me when the pandemic began to kick butt on webinars and just go big. And 2020 was a great year of online stuff, and 2023 is going to be another great year, whether it's this platform or something else. I really do appreciate you guys joining us in the comments and answering our questions and laughing. And sister, I thank you for sharing that professional development that you went to. Can you maybe send me the information of how we can get those people out here to LA? Or if I can join them on a virtual stance, that would be great too.
Yep.
But All right, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, sister, for coming on. I'm going to say a prayer. Do you want to say a prayer? Do you want me to say a prayer?
You can say it.
Okay. Creator, you come to today with open hearts and open minds, thankful for the many blessings that you provide us on a minute, monthly, second basis, from the ability to walk, talk, be here tonight, to talk, to laugh, to joke, to question, to answer questions, to think of big goals, to think of tomorrow. May you continue to watch over these amazing individuals that are here tonight, whether they're in the live or in the replay. Watch over them as you've watched over me. Bless them as you've blessed me. Help them to get through whatever it is that they're going through, from school to addiction to health to sickness to grief. May you continue to love them, to strengthen them, to wrap your arms around them. Creator, I'm so thankful for another beautiful day. Although that we have struggles every day, every second, maybe every hour. Thank you for allowing us to be able to lay our heads down tonight and um, get a good night's rest. May you continue to bless the individuals. Um, watch over our children, our veterans, our homeless, and those that might be struggling. Ta'a pila maya gracias it yehe ajonesle 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 ajonesle. Amen. Aho. Aho.
Oh,
Huh. All right.
good
Good
night.
night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.